We spoke about Mars last week, that how can you tell through your surroundings, through the house you live, through the people you meet, who you make friends with, how does your body talk to you, your sickness, your illness, your speech, everything, that whether your Mars is afflicted or not. And just to give a recap, if you are living in a beautiful brick house, or you're able to build your home very beautifully, you're able to stand up for yourself, you're able to stand for the wrong things in the society, you're able to take initiatives, your friends are very initiative oriented and very much they are very close friends. You have three or five friends, but they are individualistic and they stand in their path. That's a good Mars. But if you have like mobs of friends and they're not good, you are with the wrong company and wrong type of people, that's a very strong bad Mars. You're not able to build your home. I mean, not building your home, there are other things as well. So we're not going to consider that, because there could be 12th lord in 4th house that can actually compromise. So we're not going to count that. So let's move on from that to another topic of Saturn, because Saturn, everyone, as soon as you talk about Mars, you think about Saturn, because Saturn and Mars complete each other in one way or another. One is a very significantly hot planet that represents a lot of war, and warlike situation, individualistic personalities, mindsets, and somebody who is really powerful, who does what they want. But as soon as it comes to Saturn, it's cold. It's a cold planet with limitations. Mars doesn't like limitations. Think about a soldier who fights on borders. Borders are limitations. He fights for borders. So that's Saturn. Borders are Saturn, but he fights for it, but he doesn't like boundaries. So he fights beyond his own boundaries. He will give his life away and he will shed blood so that you are alive. And that's a soldier for you, and that's Mars. And Saturn is all about boundaries and coldness. So a lot of politicians can come through Saturn. Like consistent, a lot, yes, I would have a lot of people argue that Sun is politicians or politics, but not always. Sun is king. You see, it's not easy. It's very easy being a politician. It's not easy being a king. There are some politicians who are represented by Saturn and some who are represented by Sun. And when you look at their body language and how they are serving people, you shall know, right? So not everyone sits on the throne because they are the Sun. There's other kind of people who would sit on the throne as well and then manage the politics that way. Cold planet, they have limitations, they have boundaries, and how do you know if your Saturn is bad in your chart? Well, this is how you know if your Saturn is bad in your chart. First of all, you will have a lot of hip issues, foot issues. Now I'm generalizing it. I'm not gonna very bit more specific. You will have lots of lying issue. You lie, compulsive lying. Like you don't have ability to not lie. You're working hard without boundaries. You're working hard for someone, people pleasing, wanting to be seen. You feel like you're in the shadows constantly. You want to be seen. You have a lot of self-confidence issue, and you're not able to put yourself the way that you want. Like, you don't want to, you can't portray that, oh, I can't do this work, this is not my part of the work. No, you will do any kind of hard work to make a little bit of money. So that's bad Saturn. Constant hard work doesn't leave your life with very minimal returns, even when it comes to money or when it comes to friends. So, or when it comes to society, you may have a bad name in the society, or the Shudra class of the society is also represented by Saturn. So if your society is not treating, this is how you check the Saturn of a country. If you're in a country where the society is not treating the Shudra, which is the cleaner class of the people, equally or correctly, and they're not treating them with the respect that they should, because they're cleaning up something for you, then you know that you have that country, that city has a bad Saturn. Classification of people, separation from one person to another, societal separation. If you feel like you are superior, inferior from somebody, that's a bad Saturn to have. Also, if you don't have a good breath, that's a bad Saturn. So you need to work on. I know that involves other planets as well when it comes to Mercury and all that, but first improve your Saturn. If you have limitations, if you're moving too slow, if you're not able to commence a project on time, your timelines on your boundaries for your timelines are nowhere to be seen. You're a very bad time manager. You are not respecting your boss, or your boss is not respecting you, or that is a bad Saturn. You're unable to take initiatives, but I mean, initiative doesn't even matter, but you're not able to finish a task that has been given to you, or you're extremely slow. That's a bad Saturn. Now, what's a good Saturn? Now we're going to flip the coin. You see, I always talk about flipping the coin because that's how these things work. It's this two sides of the same coin. They're not two separate emotions. Duality doesn't exist if singularity doesn't, right? So how are we going to understand the other side of good Saturn? You have very strong bones. You can do athletic things. You can go take part in athletic things. You're not very injury prone. I have a friend who is very injury prone, who has really good Saturn when it comes to work, but not when it comes to his body. Okay, he has got, yes, your Saturn can do brilliantly in one way and poorly in another aspect of life. You just have to keep observing. That's why I'm listing all these points. So he does brilliant when it comes to his work. So if you have great Saturn, you can sit at one place and get the task done. You're sitting at one place, you're getting everything organized, sorted, in files. Everything's in your mind, also in your files, in writing. You have everything very super organized, and you can sit in a place for 10 hours consistently and get the work done. That's a very good Saturn to have. Also, there are other ways. The moon can also be one of the part of the situation where somebody is unable to complete a task sitting at one place. So yeah, it's not always Saturn. As long as you finish the task, you're a doer. Sitting at one place, I was just an example of that particular person. But then you're a doer. You work hard. You work slow paced, consistent pace. You keep going. You can take the beatings of the world. Even if you are a drill, you work at a mine site in a drilling, but you go every single day. You show up. You don't make excuses. You show up every single day. You fulfill your responsibility, drill. You get that sorted, and you go home and you fulfill the responsibility of family. You consistency is the key for a good Saturn. You keep going every single day, and the beatings of the world doesn't exhaust you. That's a great Saturn. Great bones, great Saturn. Great teeth, great Saturn. So those are the good qualities of a very good Saturn. And Saturn is able to also give justice. I know Surya is the king, and he is the king of justice, but he is the king of vision. Kings are visionary. They have a vision that what is their next step that will allow them to keep being the king, because they are sometimes kings are at consistent threats. They're not always in a peaceful life. Kings don't have peaceful life. That's just our perception. They're under threat from other kingdoms. So they need a vision and strategy. And who strategizes for them? The people under them, right? So, and the king has the ability to take the beating, that Surya or that sun. But what Saturn can do is consistent strategy for themselves, and also they're able to work with the worker class people really well. They're able to understand their mind, and they're able to understand their desires really well. That's a good Saturn to have, or that's a good boss to have with a good Saturn. Or if you have a good Saturn, then your company is very lucky to have you, because then you are very consistent at your approach, and you can see things from every perspective. Even small losses matter to you, and you want to make sure that things are looked at from the microscopic perspective, and every single thing has been dealt with. Nothing is too little for you. So that's a good Saturn to have. Your company is lucky. If you have Saturn in 6th house, I love it. Saturn in 10th house or 6th house, that's brilliant. But we are talking beyond charts. Saturn in 8th house is a whole different scenario. I love Saturn in 8th house, or even Pisces. Those are my favorite combination. So And this is how you check a chart without a chart. Just check yourself, surroundings. If you are surrounded by people who are trying to pull you down, like there is an effect, the crab effect, where you pull their leg down and pull them, make them fall down. If you're surrounded by people like this, you need to improve your Saturn. If people are consistently jealous of you, or who for who you are, you need to really think about improving your Saturn. If you're consistently talking bad about somebody's back and gossip is the way to go, you really need to check your Saturn. If problems comes out of nowhere and you're constantly dealing with them, you need to check your Saturn. And there are many remedies, and I'll record a remedy session as well. But for now, what I can tell you to improve your Saturn without knowing your chart and without getting into trouble is, first, you have to, Saturn is the doer of, gatekeeper of the past life karma. So first, to let go of the past life karma that has been that are holding you back. And how do you do that? First, make an account of it. What do you feel in your life that is imbalanced? And once you have a clear understanding of that, what is imbalanced, make a list of it. See the right therapist, approach the right people, have the right kind of sadhanas in practice where you can offer it to Saturn, or the Lord Saturn. Treat everyone equally. Start with self-respect, self-love, and go and understand self-love. Go out and express yourself. Like, do some dancing, go out and express yourself. And once you understand, once you let go of that tight energy that's inside you, Saturn he rules Capricorn. Capricorn is the one that ties you down. So first, understand what's Saturn. It's Capricorn, the one that ties you down, the one is heavyweight, right? So open yourself up. Understand the magic of opening your chakras via meditation. Don't just go to any chakra camp, or any boot camp where they'll make you open up your chakra. It's not going to work like that. It's going to be a very slow. See, Saturn is a slow moving planet. Shani Dev has one leg broken and he's slow moving. 29 years it takes for Shani to finish one chakra, right? So take your time to understand yourself. Take your time how you're going to set yourself free. Take your time to understand how you can love yourself correctly and how you can improve everything around you, surroundings. And take your time to understand that this society is an illusion and you're bound by the fake laws of the society, and then free yourself from it and work for it anyways. Then you have to reverse engineer your mind and then put yourself back in that same society and then work in their betterment or help people. Helping people is brilliant for Saturn improvement, right? But not over and above your boundaries. So Saturn teaches us boundaries. It has rings. So not over and above of self-preservation. So you come first when it comes to improving your Saturn. And this is how you start. Work on those lies that you tell. Work on the people that are telling you the lies or gossiping to you. When you start doing that, your Saturn will start improving. Then we will move to how to do the donations of Saturn, or how to go next level with the mantra japas of Saturn, or how to involve a deity that controls Saturn, which is beyond Saturn, right? Lord Hanuman. You can already go Om Hum Hanumataye Namaha. You can already do that. Then nothing's stopping you from going to Hanumani is Chiranjeevi, but that should come from your heart. And there's a reason behind it, because he really wants you to feel it from your heart. He feels the energy of Ram and Sita in his heart, and you have seen the iconography of it. So until you start feeling yourself, and maybe you can start chanting along with it, maybe he will help you to feel it from your heart, right? So this is how you improve your Saturn. Thank you so much. If you have any questions, write it, like, share and subscribe so that other people should benefit. Don't keep something to yourself. Let others also benefit from something that can change their life. That's your contribution towards the world. So, and start implementing things. That's one way of improving your Saturn and Mars as well. Thank you.